Well, welcome. It is certainly a great day for Jefferson Parish, a great day for the greater New Orleans area, a great day for the entire state of Louisiana. We've got several folks here that I want to introduce to you, and I'd ask you to hold your applause till we get to everybody up here. First of all, we've got coming all the way from Indiana, Mark Miles, who's the CEO of IndyCar. We're very honored to have him down here for this very important announcement. We've got not only our Senator, but also the President of the Senate, John Alario. I want to thank him for his strong support of today's announcement. We've got our Parish President, John Young, who's been a great partner on several of these state and local announcements when it comes to economic development and other announcements as well. We've got James Hinchcliffe, who's a championship IndyCar driver. He's actually been out on the track already today. We've got Steve Perry, President and CEO of the New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau. You're going to hear more about this. This is a very exciting announcement. Again, not just for Jefferson Parish, but the greater New Orleans area and indeed the entire state. We appreciate Steve being here. We've got John Lopez, the President of Andretti Sports Marketing. We've got Sark Taylor, the Executive Vice President of Andretti Sports Marketing. Andretti Sports is very involved in the announcement we're about to make. Jerry Bologna from Jetco is here. We appreciate him being here. Our state representative, Robert Billiot, who does a great job with John Alario representing this area this year. We got Councilman Mark Spears, and we appreciate his leadership. I think we're in his district for being here as well. There's one person I purposely left off till last time. The reason we're here, and you're going to hear from a lot of people that are going to speak, and you're going to hear from a lot of people that are very excited about today's announcement. We wouldn't be here without the vision of Dr. Layton Schlepp, and I think he deserves a special round of applause. Layton's had this vision for many, many years. And he's built this beautiful facility as a labor of love. And today we're seeing one of the benefits for the state. I'll tell you a little secret. I just told Layton, I didn't tell him this 6 months ago. But when we first started talking about the opportunity to make this day a reality, I gave him a list of, I thought were, quite honestly, some impossible things to accomplish. And I was just telling, as I was walking in with Mark, I said, if he got about half of it done, we still would have done this today. I can say that today, because he got every one of those items done and then some. Lanny, congratulations. You've done a phenomenal job. We've already signed the documents. We're not going back. We can't take half off. I do want to thank all these other men and women, however, who worked so hard to make this day possible. Let's give everybody up here a great round of applause for all their hard work. Louisiana is already known for our food, our culture, our music. We've just now wrapped up some incredible weather around our Jazz Fest, around the Zurich Classic. We're here today to add yet another nationally known event, yet another reason for folks to come and have a great time in Louisiana and spend some money in our economy as well. We're proud to announce that IndyCar is developing plans to hold a major race here at Nola Motorsports Park right here in Jefferson Parish. The race will be called the Indy Grand Prix of Louisiana at Nola Motorsports Park. It'll be a first of its kind 3-day racing event and festival. Plans are for the first race to be held in 2015, though they'll be announcing a formal lineup later this year. They'll be here at least 3 years, though the goal is to make this a permanent event. Let's give the folks at Andretti and IndyCar a great round of applause. Now this is going to be good Louisiana-style fashion. We're going to make this a 3-day event and festival. So even though the final race will be on a Sunday, we expect this to be a multi-day event. Nola Motorsports Sports Park estimates the race and festival has the potential to attract 80,000 visitors over a typical 3-day event. Over those multiple years, it will produce $100 million in direct economic impact for this region. Think about that, 80,000 people over 3 days coming out here. $100 million for our economy. And I'll let others come talk about what this means for folks coming out here to spend money in our hotels, in our restaurants, in our local shops, and in our economy. So whether you're a racing enthusiast or not, we should all be excited about what this means for our economy. But it's even more than the folks that come here. These events are nationally televised. These are events that are watched all over the country, all over the world. This will bring us great attention to our region and to our state. Indeed, we saw that benefit with the Zurich Classic. This is yet another nationally known event that brings good news and good attention to our people and to our community and our economy. In addition to that, IndyCar events serve as the gathering point for automotive industry leaders, for IndyCar sponsors, most of which are Fortune 500 companies. As a result, Nola Motorsports expects several businesses and race teams to relocate to Louisiana once the race is formally scheduled, which will create even more great jobs and economic momentum for Jefferson Parish and for our state. I want to thank our legislators, and it's especially important. We've got Senator Lario, Representative Billiot here. The state, as part of today's announcement, in this legislative session, will be making a one-time investment of $4.5 million towards facility and track upgrades at the Motorsports Park. This funding is going to leverage private investment, creating new jobs for our region, supporting existing jobs here at the park, and is critical to making sure we get this multi-year commitment to have this race here year after year after year for our local fans and for others coming to visit the region. This race awarded to Nola Motorsports Park is in its championship Horizon IndyCar Series, which includes major races like the Indy 500 in Indianapolis, obviously the best known, most prestigious series. We're honored to have this series come to Jefferson Parish, come to Louisiana. There are other folks who know a lot more about racing. I want them to come up here and talk about this. And again, the official race lineup will be announced later this year for the entire year. We look forward to finding out the date, the specific date they'll be here in Jefferson Parish. I'll just close by saying this is great news. This 3-day car racing festival is going to show off our culture. It's going to show off the excitement of an IndyCar race. Again, it takes place on a Sunday with practice sessions, time trials on 2 days prior. The festival will include music, entertainment, and food. I'll close with 2 final points. IndyCar races are famous the world over, and they do a great job. But here's my promise to them. The folks in Louisiana, we know something about throwing a party. We know something about having a good time and throwing a festival. So they think they've got successful races already. But our commitment, our promise, our prediction is that their best race ever in their entire series will be held right here in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. My final point, Louisiana is in the middle of an economic renaissance. We set a record a couple of weeks ago for the number of people working in Louisiana, over 2 million people working in our state. Today's announcement is yet another example showing that Louisiana can compete with anybody, with any other state, any other country. Here we are bringing a world-famous and nationally prominent event to right here in Jefferson Parish, right here in the Greater New Orleans region, right here in Louisiana. It just shows you we can compete with anybody, and the best is yet to come. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to next year's race. I'm looking forward to seeing those cars race around this beautiful, beautiful track. With that, I hope you'll give a great, warm Louisiana welcome to Mark Miles, who came all the way down from Indianapolis, Indiana today to be with us. He is the CEO of IndyCar and a big part of bringing this race to Jefferson Parish. Let's give him a great Louisiana welcome.
Well, we are so excited to be here today. I want to thank the governor for his very kind introduction and more fundamentally, his pledge that the kind of race this is going to be going forward, and today his leadership and state support to make it all possible. I want to thank all the distinguished folks behind me whom I've now had the pleasure to meet. It's really one of the reasons we're here. IndyCar is on the rise, and we are determined to be in great markets throughout this country and eventually throughout the world. We've raced so far this year in places like St. Petersburg, Florida. There's spring break on the marina, stunningly beautiful. From there to Long Beach, California, the same thing. Huge crowds, great vibe. We eventually get to places like Sonoma, the wine country, and we cannot wait for the day when we can say we're here in Jefferson Parish, New Orleans, adding your brand and all that the whole world knows that New Orleans brings to a party, and to a festival, to IndyCar races. We have been here before. We have watched the development of this area from where it started. Somebody called it swamp. I don't know if that's the right term for it, at least this land. It's a remarkable development, and now, because of the combined work of all these folks, it's ready to move to the next level. That's no mean feat. This is a great track, a great facility, and it's a place that's been very successful. But to get to the IndyCar level, the highest level of, in this case, road course racing, requires additional investment. We are just delighted with the state's support. The investment goes into track improvements so that it's safe for our drivers. You're going to be one of the neatest guys you'll ever meet shortly, one of our key drivers. It's safe for the drivers. It's a great product. It has more turning zones. It creates the kind of racing that will turn people on to our sport and get them coming back. And finally, it's got to be a place that's a great party. And that starts here with facilities and fans, which will be here in record numbers. So all those plans are coming together, and we have no doubt that this will be one of the great venues for IndyCar racing in a very long time. The other thing that makes these things work is a united community effort, a regional effort in a broad sense. And we've been so impressed by Steve and Jay's out in the crowd, and so many organizations that have come together, committed to making this one of the great parties in New Orleans, one of the great events, and we can't wait to come back when that day comes. So again, thanks to everybody for getting us on this path. Remarkable work, a fabulous team, and we appreciate everybody's leadership in getting us to this day. We look forward to being back with a green and a checkered flag before too long. Thank you.
Let me add my thanks also to Dr. Wayne West for his personal investment in this project in this area, particularly for Louisiana. This adds another jewel in our crown of great events we have in our state. We just finished the Zurich Classic, which had international exposure on TV, and great compliments came from that. We are used to hosting Super Bowls, Final Fours, and other great BCS championships. This will add another to that core. Last year, over 27 million people visited Louisiana. This will continue to add to that growth for the effort. This facility not only is going to provide for this great race, but now there are folks who are talking about getting into our tech park and other areas to bring some additional manufacturers and some more jobs there. So we see a great economic benefit from this event and from this particular facility. Again, thanks to everybody involved, and glad to be somewhat small part of it.
I want to thank everyone behind me and everyone in front of me for the team effort that brought us to this day. As the governor said, it's a great day for the state of Louisiana, a great day for the parish of Jefferson. It's a great day for the metropolitan New Orleans region. When I met with Mark Miles at the last-minute meeting on Good Friday a couple of weeks ago, he wanted to know if we'd have the support of the community. I assured him not only would he have the support of the elected leadership, and we're represented here by many elected officials. I want to acknowledge Mark Spears, the district councilman here, Ricky Templeton in the back, and Robert Gilliard, John Larrow, everyone is going to be behind us. We also have the business community behind us. We have Todd Murphy, the Jefferson Chamber. We have Jerry Maloney, the Jeddah. I saw Bert Wilson, who's chairman of JDC. We have the Lawrence Convention and Business Bureau. We have the Jefferson Convention and Business Bureau. And this is just the start of a great team, because superstars win games, the teams win championships. And Mark, we have a great team here, and it's further made even better by the fact that you not only have a first-class, world-class facility in Nola Motorsports, but you have a first-class, world-class partnership with IndyCar and with that Ready Sports marketing. We also happen to be here right after a storm a couple of years back, so it's been a long time coming. But again, even though this is a team, there is one person. Actually, there's two people. Because I want to acknowledge Miss Ruth Swept, who, because Laney is a visionary. You know, when you're a visionary, you're a little eccentric. And I get these things at 2 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, and Laney would be sending emails. But let me tell you, without Laney Schwest and Miss Ruth Schwest, we wouldn't be standing up here today. But I can tell you, I did a lot of announcements, and I went to one several years ago at the hotel when I was council chairman of Jefferson Parish. And Laney had all these diagrams and all these sports cars, and built a track right here. And, you know, I thought a lot of those things, some of them don't materialize, but Laney stuck to it, and here we are today. And it's not only, as I said, a track that he built, but it is a first-class facility that will bring people to the greater metropolitan New Orleans area. So Laney and Ms. salute. I want to thank you in that regard. You know, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money went into this. And I know I was telling John Larry, it's lucky that Laney had the personal wealth to do this. There's no bank in Illinois to do this. But we're happy that he's here. So again, as the governor said in closing, not only will this be the best mark on the series, but when people come here, they're going to have the most fun that they've ever had, because that's what we do in New Orleans. We make money and we have fun while we're doing it. So thank you all very much for being here today.
I'll be real brief. I know not to say a lot with all these politicians here. My card does say boss lady's husband. It's not a joke, it's descriptive. There'll be much more from me later as the event develops, so you'll get to hear more than you want to hear from me. But I'm very excited about the opportunity. I'm very impressed with the regional effort on behalf of our leaders. We clearly have an incredible opportunity, and it's to be a game changer for our hospitality industry and for Indy. It's all the forces involved, all the players, you know, the hotels, the taxis, the buses, the casinos, the bars, the various establishments, etc. So only with good regional leadership and decision making could we make this happen, where all the hospitality industry comes together as a whole. It's a game changer. It's something that we didn't really have on the target, on the radar. We hit a lot of goals, concerns I've heard from the industry where we don't overrun or oversaturate the French Quarter. You know, we have a lot of activity and people here, yet we're filling all the hotels locally and in Orleans Parish. So it's been a very good experience. The challenge is for us to be the great host that we are whenever we have a big international event here. And I'm looking forward to it, and let's have a good time. And I've told them about 610 stompers and bearded oysters and camel toe steppers, and they think I'm joking. When we have a parade, maybe in the CBD with Indy cars, or a little pub crawl with Indy cars through the water, they'll get it. So anyway, but I just really have to thank our regional leaders and the governor for recognizing the opportunity, coming together to create value for our region. And it's very exciting, and I'm glad to be part of it. And the boss lady had a lot to do with it. Anyway, thanks.
I think I just got volunteered to be DD for the pub crawl with the Indy cars. But that's fine. Thanks very much, first of all, for allowing me to come out here and see this place. I've had the chance to see a lot of different racetracks around the world, and I have to say that the facility here that Laney's team put together is incredibly impressive. And after a bit of a spirited trip around the track, I've got to see now, it firsthand, and also some of the improvements and advancements that they're going to make ahead of the race. And I can tell you that from a driver's point of view, I think this is going to be a phenomenal racetrack. We're going to really enjoy driving on, but more importantly, with the adjustments that will be made, the racing I think is going to be phenomenal, and that's really what it's all about. And hearing the pledge of making this place such a party, I'm thinking I might actually take the weekend off and just be a fan. That actually sounds like an awful lot of fun. I know from where we sit behind the wheel, we love coming to new places. We love learning new racetracks, and we're putting on a good show for the fans. And I think the fans here in Orleans are going to be treated as something quite special. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. And thanks very much for having us out.
My job here today is to represent the 80,000 working men and women in the greater New Orleans hospitality industry, who I got to tell you are excited about this event. The thing in tourism that is so critical is the development of new products, new things that excite the imagination. Well, in a city that brings the very essence of what experiential travel is about, things that test the senses and
make us excited to be somewhere different, let me tell you, this is going to be something that works both ways for us and IndyCar. Because I will promise you, their sponsors, those Fortune 500 companies, their drivers, and their families are going to just absolutely die to come here every year, because this is going to be a place that literally makes them feel alive. For us, this is not just a big money. You know, we're a $6.7 billion a year industry every year. It's nice, Governor Laney, to have $100 billion already on the board for next year in March. Thank you guys very much. And what's really beautiful about this is the essence of public-private partnership. This is when people with dreams step forward and combine with government, combine with marketing organizations like ours, create concepts that in fact provide jobs, create dollars in the community, build a brand of their state. And I will tell you, on behalf of all of us that work in special events, sports like Jay, and conventions and meetings, it is going to be an honor to develop what we hope to be the most exciting IndyCar stop of all the people who travel and follow around it. We're going to make it the most special 3 days. This young man has never been to New Orleans to do that. I guarantee you he's going to be coming back forever. So thank you all, and Laney, Governor, know we're pledging our marketing support to optimize the most value of this for everyone in our community. Thank you.
We like stories in New Orleans. I have a very quick one. We just concluded Jazz Fest. It was 2 years ago at Jazz Fest. A friend of mine, Bert Venderin, Bert and his family, Cafe de Monde. Bert's right here, and you've seen Bert for being selling donuts and coffee. He comes over to me with a card and says, "Laney, here's this guy over at the Acura tent. He's with Andretti's marketing, not the driving team. And they manage Indy races, and that's Stark Taylor who's over there. Stark, wait. So 2 years ago in Jazz Fest is where it all started. So just to let everybody know how things work. And we all know that.
Obviously, a great day for Jefferson Parish and the state. We're all looking forward to what I think will become IndyCar's best race in their entire series to be held right here. With that, we'll be happy to take any questions.
What are some of the improvements that you made visually? Do you see any stands or something else that you look forward to?
The improvements, there's some related to safety. The track was originally built as, let's call it an FIA 2 track. Our kart track was built to high specs, and indeed our kart track had an international competition last year. So the big road racing course was built with that in mind. So we have a few boxes to check to get our FIA 2 certificate, which are related to safety and protection of grandstands. So we'll see temporary grandstands, and the size of it will be similar to the Zurich in terms of, and fortunately we have a good plan for parking and car handling, and we have a little more space. So it's things related to safety. There'll be some modifications of some corners to create more passing zones and increase the competition. So it'll be an optional way around the track. So that's amateurs like me, like having fun but don't race. We'll have an optional way around the track. But that's just this.
Tell us about the festival and the racing that we will actually see.
Well, I've been to a few of their races, and you know, like other things, they're races. And so our challenge is to show them the unique aspects of our culture, where you know they have permission to have fun. They don't have to ask. So we have an implied blanket permission to have fun while they're here. We're looking at the sponsors that are important for Indy. They sponsor other motorsports and other events, and we want to make it special. We want to create value to those sponsors. We just want to make them happy to be Indy sponsors, in part because of this event. So we have a lot of unique opportunities, things in mind that we might consider routine fun things, but to them are somewhat special. So you know, we hope to use the spotlight to show the fun side of our city. Maybe throw in some more irreverence than they're used to hearing or used to experiencing. So we're working on those things, but I think those things are going to be real straightforward. The goal is to increase the stay, and we're going to, the race week, we're going to have events starting Wednesday, and just to get sponsors, team owners here a little bit earlier, just to sample the gumbo and the hot sauce. So, and then I might want to get Steve on the answers. Is that answer? Okay.
I'm hearing the answer to your first question is yes.
When a race like this is announced, there are other support races that are possible races. There's Ferrari Challenge, Sports Cup, there's the Tudor Sports Car Series, Indy Lights. So we certainly look at whichever support races make sense. In terms of capacity, we will scale up based on the ticket sales, but it could easily be 50,000, 60,000, we think, on race day capacity. Fortunately, we have a lot of space. We're on 750 acres. We have about 450 of it developed and ready for use. We have some neat things, like we have fiber optic run to all of our permanent buildings. So we'll have, we can have 20,000 or more on Wi-Fi. So we're looking at some unique experiences. There'll be some broadcast advantages. For example, the response, what we call the corner stations out on the track, they all have fiber optic and power run to them. So we're going to be looking, Verizon is a big major sponsor. And we're just going to be looking at what we can do a little special on the tech side because of the infrastructure here. So it's going to be planned, and we're going to have some fun with it. Yes, that's going to be. You, John, want to talk about race? So typically, IndyCar races are 3-day events. Sounds like Laney's is going to start on Wednesday, so the party will start early. The road to Indy, kind of the ladder stage for Indy, is 3 stages, 3 classes, culminating with kind of like our AAA ball, baseball, and lights. And we'll be talking with Laney about whether they want to bring all 3. That's part of our races family. Laney mentioned other events that are often, we've seen celebrity races, we've seen truck races that get in the air, all kinds of craziness can be brought here as part of the series, the festival. And it's really a matter of local pace of deciding how to program it to attract various states. For us, it is a key element that there's diversity of racing, all culminates with the IndyCar race. It will be a championship race. There will be very different drivers and our teams. And it is hard to discuss. So I'm not a long timer in motorsports, and I was involved in the league, and I was involved in other major events, including Super Bowl. We competed in this community to try to get. And so I came to it with fresh eyes a year ago, and I have to tell you, I'm now completely hooked. First of all, I think our sport, IndyCar racing, is very accessible. So kids, families get in the paddock, get to see garages, get to see up close the drivers, and these guys are terrific. They're great personalities, and they understand the relationship that they need to have with fans. So it's a very accessible sport. It's fun for families. And then the race starts. And the particularly with the plans that have been fully elaborated today. We think that the number of passing zones, which is key for these road courses for IndyCar racing, is going to be optimal. And there will be no fall in the racing for the season that maybe ever seen in the past. It's a really exciting race. And when a guy like James Hinchcliffe gets out there and sees the potential, this is the cat drawing $1 million, we said it will be the highest level. To be honest, we don't have a lot of opportunities to expand. There's so many times we can raise the here. So we're looking at the best markets, vibrant events, with the best racing. We think that all that here is a great platform.
I'll just close with one final observation. You know, for years we talked about bringing this kind of nationally recognized sports races to Louisiana. And again, I think a lot of people worked very hard, starting with Laney and then others have worked very hard to make this happen. I want to thank all of them. I think it's a great day, not only for racing car enthusiasts, but for the entire community. I think it's going to be a great boost for our economy in Jefferson Parish, New Orleans, and the entire state of Louisiana. So congratulations, Laney. He had this vision many years ago. Congratulations to all the different folks who worked so hard to bring it to reality. Congratulations, everybody.